G'day guys, it's the Mantis Boy here. Today I want to be checking out how worth it the fever buff is because, I mean, it's no secret, some of these things are pretty friggin' expensive. But I mean, I've bought some of them and I think they're kind of useful and I'm probably going to buy a whole lot more of them. But just how worth it are they really? So first I'm going to check out the extra Mesos drop. So I'm going to head back to the town, buy up some potions to a nice round number so I can see how many I go through and then store my Mesos in the storage so then it's just going to be easier to see how much I get. Where are all my free tickets? Used to have like 130 nets free entry tickets in here. Where have they gone? This actually happened to me the other day. I had like 50 items in my storage and then I went into it and then I had like 8. So, but they came back, so I'm not too worried, I guess. But hopefully they come back. Right, I've done the first hour's grind, I'm just going to restock and do it all again, but this time with the fever buff on so I can actually see how much more Mesos I get. Where are my potions gone? Man, this thing's just eating up my items. This thing's bugged as. I'm restocked and refreshed and now I'm going to start on the second hour of grinding. I just got to buy that extra Mesos obtained on Kill Thing for it. I'll just do that now and we'll see how much it costs. 10, 25, 50, 100. That's alright, it's much cheaper than this crit damage one. That's 100 to get level 4. Alright, cool, all done with this hour. I'm just going to gather up all the Mesos and I'll head back to Lefray. Alright, you know what? I just can't trust this. Alright, so to compare the 2 hours worth of grinding, without the fever buff, I gained 1.1% of my level. I used 731k worth of potions, and I only managed to farm 458k. With the fever buff, I gained 1.15% of my level. I only used 423k worth of potions, and I farmed 533k Mesos. But I was taking a look back at the clips and you can see in the second hour I have way more buffs on than I did in the first hour, so that's probably why I went through less potions. But in terms of worth it for the Mesos per hour from the fever buff, it was like an extra 65, 70k. And if you're going to be grinding for hours and hours and hours, and if you have pets that have the automatic fever buff, then yeah, worth it. And then again, if you've got a pet that has the automatic fever, then the experience on it is definitely going to be worth it because, I mean, to get level 150, it's going to take at least a couple hundred hours, so it's definitely going to add up. Alright, now I'm going to be checking out my favourite part of the fever buff, which is definitely not the increased HP and MP recovery. It's the increased attack, crit rate, and crit damage. First I gotta level them up, but then I want to test them out in the dojo. First I'll do a run without the fever, and then second I'll do a run with the fever, and we'll just see how much better just this one buff makes me. Alright, starting off with the attack increase one. I think level 1 to level 2 cost me 20 joules, so now, in total this is now 50, 100, 200. I can't remember how much these ones cost me, but these ones are a little bit more expensive than the Mesos one. Crit attack, alright, 100 to get level 4. Oh, now that is a very big percentage increase. So that's gonna help a lot. Alright, I'll just take off my auto fever. We'll get cracked into when we go on Dojo run. Alright, well that was actually a pretty quick run. Kind of. But this time I'll chuck my fever on, and we'll see how much quicker it is. I think that was slower. Yeah, you know what, I actually looked back and that run was slower, so I'm not sure what happened there. I thought it was kind of a good run, but it turned out to be a pretty crap one. But that run aside, because I feel like that run doesn't do this justice, these attack style increases on the Fever buff, I feel like they are worth it if you can justify spending that much, because later on, once you get more geared, the percentages will do more, because your stats are just higher. So 10% of a higher stat is going to be way more of an increase than when you're lower level. So even if they're not doing a great deal of difference now, they definitely will be later on. Again, the Mesos one, this one is probably super worth it if you wanted to save money. Ooh, to save money or kind of make back the money that you spend on potions. And then the experience one is probably, it was the first one I got maxed, because I feel like this is the most worth it if you plan to be grinding for a high level, because like I said, there's hundreds and hundreds of hours to be grinded. Why wouldn't you want to get just bonus free extra experience for the remainder of the time that you use your character? The jump and the speed boost, they just cost Mesos, so buy them. These ones, they both just cost Mesos. Just don't buy them. I mean, you can buy them if you want. Nah, if you got the cash, buy them, but I mean, it's like 750k for some regenerations, but maybe that'll help me save some more money on my potions. The defense, this one might be worth it because your defensive stats increase your damage, so this one could end up being quite useful as well. Again, it'll be more useful later on, so maybe further down the line when I have more jewels to waste, I'll get it. Oh yeah, okay, I'll buy it. 90. That's not too bad, that's nice and cheap. I haven't tested it yet, so I can't say if it's worth it, but I feel like this will probably be pretty good as well. So basically how I feel about the Fever buff is, if you plan to stay with this character and you can justify spending jewels, then it's worth it, because it's just a permanent buff that you're going to have forever. It is definitely more worth it if you have a pet that can use the auto Fever, and it's pretty much not worth it if you don't have that, or if you never plan to have that, but they give the koalas out in events, so some of the time you have it, some of the time you don't. But you can save up the Fever tickets and use them when you need, like in bosses, like in the Dojo run like I did. So having this little pocket buff of all these nice stats is pretty good. Worth it. Oh yeah, and by the way, get this, I logged on this morning, and boom, all of my items are back. I don't know where they went, but they came back. I'm so happy. Alright guys, cheers for watching. Hit us up with a like if you did, and of course, sub if you'd like to see more. Okay, boy.